and welcome to In the Sheds. We're taking a look at round 4 of the Group 9 Rugby League competition. Also got some rep footy this weekend. Group 9 taking on Group 20 in the Kelly Cup over at Griffith. Today's special guest is Anthony Schembron from the Temora Dragons. Anthony, welcome mate. On the weekend, Temora have been flying high to start the season, but a bit of a speed hump in the road. Albury, a very good side. From a coach's point of view, tell us about the loss.
Yeah, no, it was a tough day at the office, no doubt about it. Josh Cale, he's got the boys looking fairly formidable again for this year, last year's premiers, and no excuses. They were too good for us on the day. We had a couple of minor mishaps. We lost our front row in the first 3 minutes. Chris Jordan unfortunately broke his arm, and we had 3 or 4 regular sort of senior first grade players out. So we took some confidence out of the game, even though it didn't reflect on the points. We're getting beaten by 40 points. I think it was 0-0 after 28 minutes still, and then in the second half we had a bit of a spree where we might have outscored them for about 15 minutes, but penalty count was 14-3 against us, and get a roll on. It's just it's a tough day at the office against a good quality side like that. So, although we did get beaten fairly convincingly, we did take some positives. We've got some guys coming back, and we feel that we can still be very competitive against them at full strength, but taking nothing away from them, they're going to be a very tough team and hard to handle for this year.
What has been said at training and what will be said before the game on the weekend?
Well, we go into, we've got 2 weeks that we believe are winnable games, and that's taking nothing away from Young and Wagga Kangaroos. They're both quality sides, but and then we go into 2 byes. So, with a little bit of a mini injury crisis, they're pretty critical games for us. If we can go into our first of 2 byes and be 4-1 after 5 games would be a great situation for us. So basically, we're just regrouping this week. We've got a couple of little areas we're addressing. Obviously we've first 3 games, I think our penalty count something like 40-6. So we've got a huge area there we need to, and that's against us that we've got to address. We can blame the referees as much as we like. At the end result, we've got to take some responsibility for ourselves. So, stop the piggybacks, stick to our structure, and we think we can get back in the winner's circle this week by just doing that. Yeah,
obviously you said you've got Young this week. You can't really write them off though. I mean, they are struggling a little bit this season, but you can't take it easy against them, can you?
No, absolutely not. And, we have got a few injuries, and they haven't won a game, so they're obviously it's got to stop somewhere. They're going to be looking to beat someone, and they might see us as a good opportunity for them as well. They're Young and Temora have got a good bit of rivalry between them as well. I'm not quite sure if their captain coach Luke Brannigan's in or out, but I'm sure that if he's in, he'll be a great quality sort of inclusion for him, and we've got to be at our best. We've got a couple of quality players that could be out this week. Probably don't want to name them just yet, but it'll be a tough game. But we certainly we want the points, and we'll be very hungry for them.
Now, of course, this week as well, on Saturday over at Griffith, it is Group 9 versus Group 20. Yeah. You've had a bit of go on both sides of the fence. Can you tell us about both those teams and what you expect that outcome to be?
Yeah, well, it's a funny one of those things, sort of coaching in both sort of comps. Group 9's always had the claim that they're the stronger comp, and probably Group 20 might not hear to say this, but I think overall, probably the top 20 odd players are probably very similar. Probably when you break it down after that, Group 9 probably a little bit stronger. But over the last few years, Group 20's had the bragging rights, so I think they've beat Group 9 probably last 3 or 4 times. I know Group 9 are out to change that, and just looking at their squads, and the only thing I could probably say, there's probably a few key outs for Group 20. I've coached Jaden Kelly, who's probably a quality player, probably in the whole Riverina. He won't be playing. Willie Jones is not playing. So I reckon probably 2 or 3 of their probably quality players aren't playing this weekend, which will be a plus for Group 9. So, but saying that, Chris Bamford, he's a handful. They're a big front rower, but I think the likes of Toby Keys has come in for Group 9. Jade Williams, our own Jeremy Smith. Darren Fitzhenry's a very good coach. I think the structure and maybe some of the inclusion that Group 9 got this year, I just think they might have the edge over Group 20 this year, but it'll be close. It's over there, and but yeah, I think Group 9 might just get them, but I wouldn't be surprised if Group 20 still, they're very passionate about their rep footy over there, so Group 20 will certainly stick it to them.
All right, we'll take a look at the other Group 9 games this weekend. Of course, one happening at Fisher Park, that's Cootamundra and Albury. Albury, as you said, you played them last week. Cootamundra have been travelling well as well.
Yeah, no, I think that Cootamundra's, I think they're certainly probably top 3, top 4 team. We played them pre-season, and they're a quality side. I think they sort of were flying under the radar a little bit, but I think they're showing against South City and now against knocking off Gundagai. I think they'll be formidable side this year. Saying that, I think that I still think I'd pick Albury this week.
Junee and the Roos, that one at Laurie Daly Oval.
Yeah, tough game too. I think that Junee, very physical side. We've played them this year so far already too, and that was a tough game. Being a bit of an ex-Roos sort of stalwart, I've had a lot to do with them and coached them. Be a close game. I'll say Junee.
Now, Brothers, I guess disappointing start of the season. They'll be looking to bounce back. They've got Tumbarumba, who haven't really been easy beats at the start, although they haven't won a game.
Yeah, no, they again another side. One of the three teams we've played already as well. We played them up at Batlow, and they're pretty tough. They've got a good forward pack. Brothers, I think they're due for a win. They're obviously they got as close as they did to Albury last week. I did watch them play against South City, and they probably weren't at their best. South City quality side, but I'd have to tip Brothers in that one.
South City, they were awesome last week. Yep. They are up against Tumut this week. How do you see that one going?
Yeah, I think that no disrespect to Tumut, and I think they're rebuilding. They've got some good quality sort of locals back, and they'll be thereabouts this year. But I think South City, Fitzhenry's got them pretty well drilled and very structured side. And they'll be there with Albury this year, I'd say for sure.
Well, it's time for you to complete our In the Sheds set of 6. We've got 6 nice, easy questions for you. Answer however you want, and just remember the players that you coach will be watching this as well.
No doubt.
Now, of course, the first question is going to be the biggest club man who puts in on and off the field at Temora Dragons.
Gee, that's always tough because there's a lot of people that do a lot of work around the Temora Dragons. I could name a few, but if I've only to name one, I've only been involved with the club a short time. I'll say. His name's Chopper Carey. Does a huge amount of work. He helps me out getting organised for training. He's a ground manager, fantastic guy. A lot of valued people, but I think Chopper does a great job for the club.
Who's the loudest at the Dragons? Is there anyone at training that sort of pipes up that you've got to tell to be quiet?
Easy. That's an easy one. I think everyone would know that'd be Jeremy Smith, our hooker, Group 9 hooker, come from Dubbo. He's nicknamed Squawk, and that's all he does. He doesn't shut up.
Taking out any current NRL players, if you could get any player to come to the Temora Dragons this season, who would it be?
Oh, geez, it's a tough one. Only because I actually organised the Mark Kelly Charity Day, so we had a few guys come down. Just probably for his sheer presence and so forth, it'd be hard to go past because he's even still having a run around. John Hopewadi, just bring a bit of character to the club and probably to Group 9, and he's still built like a man mountain. I think he'd have a few blokes a bit worried as well. So I think Hopper would be a good asset in your side.
I hope he's not watching this because I dare say he'll probably rock up on your front doorstep.
Mate, he might be ringing me up. He might be looking for a game. But I did ask him that, to be honest, and too far to travel for him. So.
Who's smarter, backs or the forwards at Temora?
I think it's pretty easy. That I'm going to. Everyone will disagree. I'm going to say forwards because they've actually got to think a lot more about what the next play is. The backs they rehearse their plays all the time. So. I reckon I'm going to let the Piggies get the win on this one and say the forwards.
If there's a player with a special talent at the club, who is it and what would the talent be?
At the club, there's a lot of talented players. We've got some great fellas coming through under 18s. I think probably young Sam Elwyn. He's got a terrible nickname. His nickname's Creepy for an 18-year-old. That's not a great nickname, but he's a guy that's he's a great talent. I think he's got a fantastic head on his shoulders. He plays a lot of vision, great kicking game, and I think he's got big and better things to come for Sam.
And your 6th tackle is if a movie was made about you tomorrow, who would you get to play your role?
Oh, gee, that's a tough one. A movie that was made about me. I couldn't even know where to start. I don't know. I'm a fun sort of joking sort of fellow. I don't know, something like Vince Vaughn or something like that. Bit of a character or something. That's probably I don't know what movie I'd say. I love Wedding Crashers or something like that. But I don't know how he'd play me. So tough one. But I'd say Vince Vaughn would be someone that could play me.
That'll do us, mate. Thanks for joining us here in the Sheds, and good luck on the weekend.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Tim. Cheers.
The Temora Dragons looking to bounce back to the winners' circle. That is it for In the Sheds. Good luck to the Group 9 rep side as well this week against Group 20 in the Kelly Cup. Get out there and support your local team. And for all the information on round 5, make sure you tune in to the Group 9 website.